Welcome back folks, my name is LastKnownMeal and today I'm making somewhat a different video. We're not going to only have gameplay in the background because today I wanted to talk about the reasons why I'm excited or hyped or whatever about Cyberpunk 2077. I got a lot of questions from people asking me to do this. I guess people want to know, so I'm going to talk about various reasons why I'm really excited about this game, but also keep in mind one thing. I keep my hype at a normal level. I am not expecting the second coming of Christ here. I'm not expecting a life simulator in this game because it's primarily a story focused RPG. So let's get that out of the way. I know that some people say that I'm a super fan or whatever. I mean, I am a fan of the game, I'm a fan of the universe, I'm a fan of the studio, but at the same time I keep my hype at a normal level. And if you were wondering why does my face look red and did I actually... Was you on the beach? Were you sunbathing? No, I was working outside and didn't even realize that my face was gonna be this red. So, sorry about that, but let's get into it. So to actually get the full grasp of the story and my comment on it, we have to go back to the beginning. Now, the first time I heard about Cyberpunk 2077 was when the reveal trailer happened for the game, when they revealed the logo, and after that there was that teaser trailer which basically was used as an ad. Hey, we were thinking of making Cyberpunk, what do you think? And then this trailer got like millions and millions and millions of views and they were like, yeah, we're gonna definitely make this. But I did know a little bit about Cyberpunk 2020. I was not playing Cyberpunk 2020 because that is basically non-existent in my country. Like, we have D&D, but even that, it's like only a couple of people play it. It's not that often that people play it. So I did know a little bit about this, but I was mostly excited about Cyberpunk 2077. And after I played The Witcher 3, I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to a new CDPR game. Now, after The Witcher 3 became a worldwide phenomenon and a lot of people played it and loved it, I personally think it's one of the best RPGs which came out in recent years and one of the best RPGs I had played in my entire life, and my channel was revolving a lot around The Witcher. And then when 2016 came, I decided to make a first video regarding Cyberpunk. Keep in mind, at that time there wasn't many people talking about this game, there were only a couple, so I was like, why isn't anyone talking about this game on YouTube? Let me go and try to make a video, let me see what it is, let me see how I can actually incorporate this into the channel. And then after that, after the video did well, I started making other videos related to content, to lore, to various speculation. At that time, we didn't know much about the game. We didn't even know it's gonna be a first-person game only, because when they were actually promoting the game at first, like initial concept, it was like first-person and third-person, you know, perspective. So I was like, okay, yeah, primarily it's gonna be third-person, you know, something in the formula of The Witcher is gonna be great, you know, because The Witcher formula was so good, they could have printed 20 Witcher games after The Witcher 3 and they would still sell like hotcakes. Let's keep that in mind, and a lot of companies would actually do it. When you have a successful formula like The Witcher 3, you would have Witcher 10 by now, when if you were actually talking about other companies. But I like the approach that CDPR is taking with their games, because yes, their games become a worldwide phenomenon, but the reason why that is there is because they take a lot of time and effort and focus into just one game that is going to serve as an IP for a very long time. They basically invest into their future because The Witcher 3 sold so well and brought them a lot of money. Of course, one way would be to actually implement microtransactions, which again would benefit them negatively because they wouldn't have the following that they have today in the respect of gamers. So fast forward a bit, I started making Cyberpunk videos, and then I started reading more about the lore. And oh boy, once I started learning more about the lore of the Cyberpunk universe, that's when it actually grasped me. That's when I said, damn, I cannot wait to actually interact into this world, because the lore was so vast, and the more I was reading, the more I actually knew about the world. I was like, damn, this is actually really good. When you read about all those mega corporations, when you read about the history of Night City, of the universe itself, and how much it actually became a reality today, it makes you think, wow, this was well written, because it came out in the 90s, 80s, I'm sorry, 80s, and back in the day when you write about all of these things and they actually happen, that's a bit, so I was looking forward to Cyberpunk 20. I am looking forward to Cyberpunk 2077, because the more info they started to put out, the more I was like, okay, this is definitely a game for me. Now, the first time when they revealed something, when we learned that the game is going to be first person, I personally did not mind it, because I couldn't care less if a game is third person or first person, for as long as it works. For as long as those mechanics of the game are good, they're responsive, that are polished, I would be okay with that. And when they said that this game is only going to be first person, I was like, that's bold. And I like it. You know why I like it? Because they like to innovate. And no, I'm not placing an ad over here to CDPR, but you gotta give them props. They were working on The Witcher, which was a third-person game, mostly around sword fighting, etc., etc. And now they're like, yeah, we're moving up into the future, into something which we never actually did before. It's going to be first-person, and it's going to have a lot of shooting and a lot of ranged weapons involved. So I was like, all right, I like the challenge. I like the idea that they take on the challenge of creating something new, because when you actually keep innovating and when you start creating things which are much different than people got used to in your previous work, that's when you show people that you actually create video games because you like making them and not because of money. Because again, they could have easily reprinted The Witcher in the same formula, different story, change the characters a little bit and go for it. Honestly. And the other reason is that they value community, which I like. If there is a company out there which values my money, which provides me the value of the money that I actually pay, it's like I'm getting a really detailed game, the game I can spend years and years playing, for me that's a good deal. Because I hate video games that have expiration date. It's like, oh yeah, we create a new Call of Duty or whatever, and it can be good, it can be bad, but still after 1 or 2 years, gone. Forget about it. We have a new iteration of that game or whatever, and that game has an expiry date in their eyes, in the eyes of the company, not necessarily in the eyes of the gamers. You still have people playing old games, which I consider amazing. Everyone should go back and play some older games. So on that end, I like the boldness that CDPR is taking with the game. And on the other side, as I said, everything I had seen in those gameplay, footage, the B-roll or whatever, going all the way back from that 48-minute demo, is what I actually wanted to have in the game. It might sound a cliche, but they kind of, they really pinpointed this game, at least for me and my personal preferences, and I'm sure that a lot of other people do think in the same way. Of course, you cannot make this game for everyone to like it. It's impossible to have a game which everyone is going to like, but when you look at all those things that they're putting in the game, the amount of detail that this game is going to have, especially going to Night City in a sense, they're trying to create this detailed city that is going to feel alive. At least they're trying to make it feel alive with neon signs and people walking by and just random things happening around you. And then there is you, a mercenary, trying to basically survive in this world. And I believe that world building and general environment that you are set in, and if it's good, it's going to immerse you into the game. So even they're not aiming for this game to be a life simulator, because I got comments from people saying like, can you have a child in Cyberpunk? No. Can you get married in Cyberpunk? No. It's like, well, what's the point of relationships? Well, does every relationship have to end in marriage? Even if the game is not planning to be a life simulator. If it's done well, if it's simulated well, it can definitely become, you know, very immersive. And I think that's one of the biggest pluses this game is going to have. Like, yeah, the story is gonna be definitely important, but I will go and explore the city. The first thing I will do in the game is I'll just go and explore the city because I want to see it. I want to see the level design, I want to see environment design, I want to see how they handled everything. How does it make sense, you know? And that's also one of the highest pluses I can give to this game, just because of that. And also because this is going to be a story-driven RPG where you can create your character and customize it how you want. For me, that, you know, gives you a whole new layer of me being connected to this game in a sense, because you create the character, you shape the character how you want him to shape, you make decisions as you go through, you keep exploring. And not a lot of games can actually offer that, and that's why I'm really excited about it. And I love Cyberpunk as a subgenre. Like, I grew up watching Cyberpunk based subgenre films, series, I read the books, and all of that now combined in a video game of this size is definitely something I was looking forward to for a very long time, because I love immersive stuff. You know, I love when I can, you know, do all those little things, when the game has all those little details that keep you just, you know, involved in the world. And that's something that I want to see. And then on the other side, of course, there is various types of combat, which I'm excited about, various types of class systems you can create through the fluid class system, and then just exploring the city, as I said, and doing quests, and actually shaping those quests how you want it. You know, you will have different paths of that quest that you can take, and it will also determine what you can take and which side you can take depending on your character. For me, that's important. For me, that also increases the immersiveness in this game. And all of these elements combined, and because I am primarily an RPG player, I started off as an RTS player, playing only real-time strategies, and now I'm playing mostly RPGs because the RTS genre is basically non-existent today in the form that I want it to be. And that's why this is one of the most... Well, this is one of the games that I had never been hyped for a game before like I am hyped for Cyberpunk, because, as I said, it's from the people who made The Witcher, and now they're trying something else. And if someone is so bold to put their entire company on the line to create something so big, something so new, for me that's a big plus, because they like to take risks, and those risks can be both good and bad. Like, CDPR has been taking a lot of risks lately with their games, and I love it because it can only be good for them on the long run. And yes, this game was delayed 2 times already. Was it 2 times, 3 times already? But from, you know, perspective of, let's say, you know, they need time to polish the game, they need time to work on the game to make it good. For me, that's a plus. For me, that's okay. Take your time. Take as much as you need. Because at the end of the day, I want to play a game which is polished and good. There is nothing worse than going into a game, seeing that it's not finished, and then all of your dreams and hopes of actually, you know, playing this game are gone. So yeah, on that sense, I kind of want them to just work on the game until it's done. I think November date should be okay. There is that always 10% chance they will delay it, but yeah, those are the reasons why I'm really excited about it. I like the elements of the game, I like the overall idea of the universe, and the more you read about the lore, I think the more immersed you will get into this game, because you're watching, let's say, a trailer, and you don't know anything about the lore, and everything there is gonna be like, oh yeah, this is it, this is that. And to actually, like, figure out what this game is going to be about, because this is, again, not a sandbox, but an RPG first. I think it's important to read about the lore, because once you know it, like, it's amazing. Like, you look at the trailer, you see a sign, you see someone, you see a name, and then you're like, oh yes, I know that name. Yeah, I'm actually, and that's how you immerse yourself. So, like, my excitement for this game was huge because it's CDPR, because I definitely respect this company. It's not really that often we see a new CDPR game, and you can kind of see, because my channel is focused around Cyberpunk, that it is one of the most anticipated games for me in recent years, and I will continue to make videos about it because I love doing this. You know, I spend so many, videos. I have more than 2,000 videos uploaded on this channel, and every single game I talked, I enjoyed it. Of course, like The Witcher and everything, even Netflix The Witcher, like, I enjoyed so much making those videos that now it's like making Cyberpunk videos is the most exciting thing I had ever did. So yeah, that's also a plus. So yeah, I'm excited for this game, I am hyped for this game, but it's important to understand that there is always a healthy level of hype. Don't go too far, don't imagine all of those things in the game which you might be later disappointed. It's good to keep your expectations at a normal, because if the game is even better than you imagined, in your head, well, it's only going to be a plus. So yeah, think about it. And that was my explanation of well, why I'm excited about it. You have been requesting it a lot, and there it is. Thank you so much for watching. I will talk more about the hype for this game and generally the dangers of hype around Cyberpunk and the dangers of being, on the top. Because CDPR is now valued as, one of the top gaming developers out there. So whatever you do, every single mistake you make or every single move you make is going to be watched by everyone. So yeah, it's a bit difficult for them. They have a lot on their hands, but also keep in mind that this game is developed by real people, not by robots, even though they're making it into the future. But yeah, this is made by real people. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. This is LKM signing out. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Just tell me down below in the comments, what is the reason why you are hyped or excited for Cyberpunk 2077. Also, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button for more Cyberpunk news, explanation, lore videos, and all of these videos I'm going to do. I also made a Patreon page. If you were looking for an extra way to support the channel, you can do it through there. And huge thanks to my current Patreon supporters. This is LKM signing out, and stay classy everyone. Bye bye.